When you don't want to do something, it requires motivation to get started. When you do want to do something, it requires clarity to know what to do. When you have both of these things, you have entered the flow state. And in the flow state, you know exactly what to do and nothing can stop you. For the longest time, I was searching for the motivation to get started on building my business. I had big ideas and wanted to create something for myself, and I was constantly hearing about all the other successes that people on social media were finding. At this point, I would change my vision for the future on a turn of a dime whenever I heard about the next big opportunity. Each new idea that I heard sounded like something that I should try pursuing. I would go from one business idea to the next, hoping for some breakthrough to grant instant success. But there was a major problem. I could not stick with anything long enough to get any results. I thought it was motivation that I needed to stick with something long enough to see it succeed. But really, at this point, I was just lost in the weeds and I was consumed by social media brain fog. At this point in my life, I should have been seeking clarity, not motivation. When you don't want to do something, you need motivation. When you can't stop doing something, you've found clarity. In this state, taking action feels effortless because you know exactly what you need to do. It's no longer a game of guessing, but it's rather a game of building and executing. This is an accurate description of how I've been feeling the past couple months. I finally feel like I know exactly what I need to do in order to make progress. Each action feels purposeful, and each action builds into the next. And really, there's no comparison when you know that what you're doing aligns with your purpose, your gifts, and your vision for the future. So with clarity in the equation, I think I've finally found that beloved flow state. The flow state is a place of perfect balance between challenge, the unknown, confidence, and reward. It's a constant understanding of what you know you need to do next, yet being fully immersed in the current task at hand. When you don't know what to do, it's hard to start. When you know what you need to do, it's hard to stop. This perfectly describes that feeling of true clarity. It's easy to take action when you're feeling clarity because each thing that you try to do becomes a project that you're constantly trying to build upon. Most people do not need more ideas, they need more projects. Ideas get lost in wishful thinking, where projects allow you to learn and build. And succeeding at literally anything does not come from a great idea, but rather great execution on that idea. After leaving my job at an agency doing photo and video work, I wanted to find something in my life that reignited that spark and brought purpose to each day of my life. But I could not seem to find what that was. I knew that it was out there and I knew that I had what it took to find that passion again. Yet a year and a half went by after leaving my job and it still felt like I was just bobbing along in life. Through a long string of events and different things that I tried and experimented with during this time period, it all finally came together and I finally felt that feeling of clarity towards what I need to be working on. I was finally able to find a way to serve others through my experience and my interests. I turned this entire process of how I ended up finding clarity into a free 8-day email course, and I'll have a link to that down below in the description. The goal of this course is to help you find your niche, understand how you can use your prior experience to help others, and begin taking action with confidence. I'll have a link down below if you want to sign up and get the free Notion template as well. Through this process, I've found that the thing that lights your fire is at the intersection of three things. Number one is your interests, and I like to describe your interests as your hobbies, passions, and obsessions. The second thing is your experience, and your experience is the technical skill that you possess, the things that you've gone through in life, or your life's story. Number three is your vision, and your vision is something that is bigger than yourself. If you could change the world in one way, what would that thing be? In order to understand how these things play a role in your personal life, here are 3 prompts to help you out. These are the 3 main steps that you can use in order to find your unique advantage. This unique advantage is the thing that you have the power and ability to share through creative content. These prompts in this course will help you to discover your niche of one and give you clarity on how you can serve others through your brand and business. Number 1 is to review your experience. For a really long time, I didn't feel like I had anything valuable that I could share to help or serve others. It wasn't until I finally sat down and took some time to review my experience, my successes, my failures, and just my life story in general, and see how those things could relate with others. It was at this point that I finally realized that my story was unique. Discovering your unfair advantage is a matter of identifying what things you've been able to overcome or accomplish and sharing how you were able to do so. Here are a few questions that you can think through or answer in order to help with this section. What makes your story different than most? What experience do you have that shapes your unique story? This could be personal, educational, professional, and beyond. For example, what jobs have you worked? What education have you learned from? What projects have you done? Where have you traveled? How has your childhood shaped you? And how has adulthood shaped you? It's important in this exercise to list everything that plays a role because the thing that you might be overlooking might be your unfair advantage. The second thing on the list is reviewing your excitement and your stoke. What's your life passion? What's your purpose in life? Sometimes these questions can be super overwhelming, and rather than lifting you up, they can simply just bring you down and make you feel defeated. This is exactly the reason that I like to use the word stoke, because it's a way to just reframe your thinking away from passions and interests and life purpose and into rather something that lights your fire and gets you out of bed in the morning. I truly believe that everyone finds excitement in something, and this is your stoke. Some people are fortunate enough to find their life passion early on, whereas others, this is a lifelong process. I would argue that this passion can change throughout your life and can even be found when you're discovering and searching for something and working on something that's bigger than yourself. For this section, I want you to imagine a time in your life that you were excited to roll out of bed in the morning and do something. What was that thing, and why do you think it was so exciting to you? And then the questions here are, is there one specific thing that lights your fire? What's something you've been excited about in the past? What's something that you'd like to get into in the future? What's something that you're currently excited about? And then finally, the third thing on the list is combining these two things, which are your life experience and your stoke. For me personally, this was the point when everything started to click and I was finally able to see clearly. I've been feeling like I had kind of this random life experience. I had this real world experience of skills that I was learning, but I had no idea how to combine the two into one universal project. Finally, I thought through how I could connect these three things: previous life experience, current excitement and stoke, something to strive for in the future, or something bigger than yourself. So for me, it looked like this. I was a college dropout with 5 years of professional photo and video experience working at an agency. And then I quit after feeling burnt out of creative work and having no idea where to head from there. The second thing was that I was excited about learning, creating, and sharing about life and business. And then the third thing is that I was excited about helping others to seek their stoke and find purpose in their work. Regardless of how far apart your personal story may seem, I promise that there's a way that you can mesh these things into something beautiful that will be of service to others. So the action that you can take here is to fill in the blanks for your personal life: your previous life experience, your current excitement and stoke, and something that you can strive for in the future or a goal that's bigger than yourself. And the questions to think through here are, how might these three things fit together to shape your purpose or passion? How could you add value to other people's lives through this unique story? Again, it's important here to take 30 minutes to an hour and answer each of these questions and think through each of these action items. If you're serious about making a change in your life, it's going to take time and commitment. These are the exact steps that I use to find clarity in my life by breaking down my experience, my excitement, and my vision for the future. Through this, I was finally able to combine all of these things into one life project. For me personally, it took a year or two of exploring different options and trying different things out in order to have these things finally click and find that clarity that I was looking for. And then from there, I was able to reverse engineer the clarity that I was feeling into these simple steps. My hope is that this course and these prompts will be able to help you to find way more clarity in your life and to find and seek the opportunity that's been staring you in the face all along. The questions that we just went through were just days 3 through 5 of the Content Clarity Crash Course. Again, if you're interested in the whole course, it's free in the description down below. Thanks so much for watching, friends. I'll see you in the next video. My name is Eric. Peace.